The legendary count on this account is now 4, because after Heimdall we got Hercules as well. Now, constructive criticism, this has been so far my least favorite hero, by far. So I'm not sure, maybe because I saw the 90s series and it has like really nothing to do with it. Maybe these wounds, it doesn't have to be like similar to the 90s series, by the way, because it's not realistic either. But something is off with this hero. It's like something is really off. But anyway, the strength itself is good enough, and now we have a good team. We have a Slayer, an Invoker, a Defender, and a Brawler. So these are the 4 ones, and we have another Slayer, by the way, if you choose this one. So now we have a kind of a full team, and with a lot of epics, a lot of rares. Basically there is quite a lot to be done. Now we will go back to the battle, Caverns, and we'll now hopefully have everything we need to finish stage 90. I go with 20% extra speed, and now we'll see. Hercules is only on level 50, there is quite a lot to upgrade. We'll start with auto. Wave 1 is easy. Ultimate skills are boiling on the bottom. And this is Hercules' first attack. Oh, this doesn't add well. Unfortunately, they did a lot of damage. And I would still need a healer, by the way. Yeah, too bad. And this came at the wrong time, that they basically... They had just one opponent and they managed to basically revive the whole team. So it's a waste of skills. And the dragon. Now the shield that we got on Heimdall is not good enough. And it seems to me that we're dead, basically. Because we're not damaging enough, by far. This is basically a copy of what happened in the Raid Dragon fight. The dragon sometimes lies down, sometimes stands up. Heimdall got healed as well, so this may be a long fight. I'm sure I didn't bring the required skill set that we need to slay this dragon. And after Hercules the dragon will come. Hopefully he will just attack. No, he did an AoE attack, too bad. And now we have the ultimate skills. interesting that it looks like the dragon doesn't have enough motivation to fight, basically. Keeps on just lying there. And now he did a double attack. This dragon is not my overall favorite for some reason, no matter which camera I use. Looks a bit weird, looks a bit off. I know that with lighting it's gonna be a lot better. Still, this dragon a bit weird. Not sure if the top camera... The top camera is the worst for this boss. Action is okay. POV, I mean, as it changes it's okay, because the dragon is far too big for this camera. I'm quite sure that this level is not to be farmed. It just doesn't pay off time-wise. Now, I was a bit worried originally. But given that we're still alive, all 5 of us, maybe I did bring the right skills here. It's not fast. But we did it. So the 4 legendaries made it. And now we can move forward, 91. Okay, we got Loki. Legendary. Now, this is difficult, okay? So this is really difficult to design a Loki, because in Raid, Loki is one of the past free champions. You can even get Loki as a code. And you can see something similar. So with Loki you have 2 inspirations. One is the raid one, so you need to differentiate yourself with respect to that. It has happened. The second one is that, okay, it's also a differentiator with respect to the Marvel Loki. So Tim or Tom Hiddleston, you know, the actor. There is some differentiator. His like looks a lot older. His hair is a bit different, a bit weird, and the face is a bit different. Although I'm seeing similarities, he looks a bit old as well. So I don't know. It's different, but it's also weird. Let's see the skills. Deceptive Daggers attacks one enemy 110% attack plus 250% accuracy with a 75% chance to place charm on the target for 1 turn. Second, Burning Hatred, place taunt on all enemies for 1 turn, also has a 75% chance to place Etherburn 2 for 2 turns on enemies not under a disable. Etherburn cannot be resisted. The cannot be resisted is always good because you don't need accuracy to land it. Third one, Malicious Mischief, attacks all enemies, 140% attack plus 250% accuracy, with an 80, there you go, they corrected the A and N, an 80% chance to place Confuse on each target for 1 turn. If the target is already under a disable, steal 10% of each target's divinity. Steal means that you get it. They still haven't fixed this level 1, level 1, level 1, level 1, but they will sooner or later. There is a passive skill, Unending Mischief. If an enemy under charm attacks this hero, has a 50% chance to place Confuse on the enemy for 1 turn. So first you charm them, then you confuse them so that they attack each other. Only 50% chance though. So let's continue climbing floor 91. We got rid of the epic because you can only get 4 heroes. So 91, we're gonna get a new artifact. And now I have a full legendary team if I build Loki. So I don't have to be a fan of all designs, so Hercules and Loki are my least favorite at the moment. Aphrodite is a bit weird with the movement. And also some other things are a bit weird about Aphrodite. Heimdall looks solid. So I'm sure they will be refined though, like some of them. So it seems like these 4 legendaries are a good team. Moving on to level 92. So I can do recording of climbing the order, and the background farming is done by my computer mainly, when I just oversee it from time to time. And obviously that's not good to record. The problem with this genre is that it is hard to stream it. Because if you stream it, I mean the farming part, it's not entertaining itself. Oh. Enemies are hitting really hard. Wouldn't be surprised if Heimdall or someone would kill. But they don't target well either. And now they fight each other. I mean, they had enough energy for this. And they are bringing some legendaries too, so we have a double Aphrodite match. Opponent has Aphrodite too. And Hercules' ultimate skill, hopefully it will finish everything. You see that we have won the speed race, all 4 of us are like acting first. But the opponent can also go out of turn. So 92 is done. I'm sure we can improve things. Because my health is oftentimes really low near the second wave and the opponent gets a turn. So we're either not damaging enough or we don't have enough health. Or both. 93rd floor. Back to Japan. Yeah, these buffs unfortunately go away between waves. That's my problem, and near the end of a wave, it's not good to be buffed. Now we have the 3 opponents who need to survive that. They're always low. But it seems like we don't have any hard hitters. All it takes to beat my team is to have multiple waves of hard hitters. So I would suggest the following if you wanted to have like a crazy team, a difficulty spike. Make the first wave tanky enough to waste the ultimate skills of all heroes, so that there are like 2 waves at least. and then make really hard hitters in wave 2, wave 3. Because you saw that in the previous wave, my energy got decreased big time. I almost died, like at least one of the units. I'm seeing some legendaries already though. So we have a double Aphrodite, for example. But not all 4 of them are legendaries, obviously. Also, when it comes to the character design, Aphrodite looks a bit old. A bit aged. Maybe it's the style, I don't know. Oh, and let's go to full screen. We have some new food champion, some new artifacts that are only epics though. Next stage is 94. And so far, I didn't need to make any changes to the team. Next time I'm gonna build Hercules, maybe. So observation-wise, you see the destruction in the background. I talked about it, that it has something to do with the story. Some of these heroes are a bit worn down. So if you go back to the hero screen there, you can see, oh, we need a loading, we had a loading screen. So Hell looks a bit menacing. Has like half of an energy body, this half, and the other half looks normal, just like Two-Face. Not sure about this energy body. It's very much like Two-Face from the DC universe, but it's just energy. So Aphrodite, as I said, she looks a bit aged. Hair is a bit weird, a bit unnatural so far. And the movement is a bit weird. But other than that, okay, well, understandable. What kind of character? Now, Heimdall. What's unnatural about Heimdall is can be fixed quite easily. The character himself is good. The background, so how he's placed in this background, is a bit weird. Now Hercules, as I said, something is off. Well, the big cloth is a bit weird as well. And the character, for some reason, it doesn't resonate with the Hercules that I know. And then we have Bastard, the 5th one. And sooner or later we'll build the Legendary 2, maybe sooner. So here is Loki, upgrade. Or is this? No, this is not Loki, wait. Where is Loki? here is Loki. So let's upgrade him to level 2. Until level 4 it's easy, then I'll have to sacrifice epics. I got enough of these things. So level 4. This is still easy. And level 5. Now, given that I can make some choices of which epics to play, which epics not to play, I can simply sacrifice the knight and the 3 copies of this epic. So we got to level 5, and I think that's how far I can go. Basically to level 6 it's unattainable for now because I haven't started grinding food. So we can go all the way up to level 50 and that's it. Ascension. Yeah, I got enough Ascension materials. The rest needs to be farmed. Abilities won't be improved. And gear. Now, regarding gear, we have the Asgard symbol, and that's what I will have to find. Too bad there are no filters yet. So I need to look for the symbols myself. For now I'm just trying synergic weapons. This is not the one. I badly need main weapons, by the way, so you see that I just have the very basic ones. I know I could just look at it and find out which is which, but it seems like I don't have any. So this one would be fine. Actually, you could place this in Loki's hand instead of Aphrodite's. Doesn't matter. And then legendary gear. Let's see what this symbol is. Soul 2. Increase ultimate ability damage plus 15%. Not bad. And you have a 4 set. So sets are like 2, 4 and 6. Divinity 10% after ultimate ability. Reduce ultimate ability divinity cost 15%. So you see you can do 2 pieces, 4 pieces, 6 pieces. So it's you decide, it's not like you fixed what kind of sets you can have. So this is one and this is the other. Defense 1% on each turn. That's not bad if you take many turns. And by the way, here as well, defense plus 30% grants 15% chance to block attack damage. Now let's see what Loki is all about. So if you see the info, the disruptor, manipulate the flow of battle with focus on applying powerful disables and debuffs, turn order and divinity. So it seems like we need some sense of accuracy from other games, it seems, and we need to survive for long enough. So I think I will equip this for now. 2 legendary pieces. And well, I can also do the epic if needed. This is a good stat, so why not? This is a bad stat. This is also a bad stat because like flat HP, flat whatever is, it never ends well. And we have a leftover already upgraded one that I can add. So this is a 4 set, and we could go for a 6 set if I had enough, but I didn't. So there is not even an epic, and it's not possible to filter this, unfortunately. The best I have is a rare, but it's speed, so it's an option. No more legendaries. It seems like that I used up most of the things. Defense %, so this can come. So I have a triple bear, that's good. And then later I will upgrade it as well. For now, we're not bringing him to the fight, so we'll continue with level 95. Climbing as far as possible. So in this specific playthrough, I'm intentionally not focusing on getting the 2nd star. As soon as we have filters, I will be more like happy, like really happy to get into the 2nd star, but for now, I'm not looking things up. I'm just trying to form teams, and I'm going for depth. So as many legendaries as possible, how they synergize, what kind of skills complement each other. This is what I'm seeing. Unfortunately, the opponent's full team takes a turn, and we need to survive exactly that. Seems to be a longer wave. Sometimes you have these bad waves. As soon as they do the opponent, this is what you don't need to do, right? As soon as the opponent revives and gets confused, then you just need to use the basic abilities and just take turns to increase your skills, to recharge the HP and so on. That's what you would need to do. One of the opponents was fast in terms of speed, and now the opponent takes turns, so we have an opposing Hercules as well, an opposing Aphrodite, so they are not kidding anymore. Difficult one already. So 95 was done without any casualties so far. We got bulk, good food, and also good soulstones worth farming in the future, by the way. Especially for Hercules, for the future. As well as here, both of them are red. So Hell and Hercules. Next, 96. We may even get the second star, not sure about it. Yeah, just basic skill. That was the first wave. Still have speed as well as initiative being high enough. This is a good tactic to get rid of the legendary opponent first, if they don't have big enough health. And then the second wave. Seems easy, but they're still wasting their skills. Oh, this is the worst thing, you know, when everyone is... This is the problem with autoing with these heroes. That there is just one last enemy with half health. You could just kill them, but no, you revive all of them so that they fight each other. It's time, it takes time. So it's either the AI is a bit weird, or it's intended this way, and you just need to manual it, and this is not an autoable team. I'm not seeing as much destruction on this stage, on this background, than elsewhere. That's also interesting. Okay, let's see what's next. Got another starter Ganyu. Not bad, by the way, so one of the better designs. Not sure why he's so red. Maybe because of the reflection from the background, maybe some paint. Let's go to the next one. Floor 97. One of the opponents is Percival, other one is Ramses, third one is another rare. I thought she was Cleopatra, but actually not. It was someone else. Ultimates came at the right time. They all got confused. It looks like a bug, by the way, that we didn't see two of the heroes. And we got an enemy Loki, an enemy Guan Yu. I can already recognize, so if I can recognize the heroes, then the Fateless team did a better job than Raid. Because oftentimes in Raid, I have a really hard time recognizing the opponents, also in live arena. not just in regular waves. And here it's quite easy to recognize who is who. It's better to these heroes are better differentiated than in raid. So that's already a job well done. Now, 97, next one is 98. Already 12 energy, so this means farming is gonna become, well, maybe easier, maybe not easier, who knows. I will just do one thing. I will check the hero screen for the red heroes to see the Ascension. This menu is a bit hard to get used to, though. So the third one is doable, fourth one is not doable. Because we were farming this second stone. It's a bit hard to differentiate the second stone and the first stone. But anyway, at least I could do this on the way. Stage 98. It drops Word Splitter. It's a bit weird, like weapon name slash TN slash legendary slash Word Splitter, whatever that is. So 98. Why do I have to... So you see it's basically deleted, the choices. Why do I have to reapply the heroes, my team? I don't know. But anyway, I'm using this team because we haven't upgraded Loki's weapons yet. When the enemy can take turns, this is when it gets a bit more difficult. And Hell needs to survive. Maybe we need some turn meter manipulation, maybe something else. What kind of buffs do the opponents have? Defense up, protect. Ally protection, okay. Plus speed up. But this is for me, for the enemy. Manned defense up, they also have protect, so maybe they stole mine. And Hell is dead. That's difficult because now you just have 3 heroes. Hopefully Hercules will... Oh no, he's acting out of turn. Hopefully he doesn't revive everyone. This is the stupidity of the autoplay, you see. So maybe this is worth manualing instead. And we have to face these legendaries without Hell. I can only hope that we're gonna survive, it's not gonna be easy. Especially that all 4 of them are still alive and can hit. So next potential victim is Aphrodite. And Aphrodite is basic... Oh, we're confused too. Okay, we made it, but it's not easy. Hopefully stage 99 is gonna be easier. We got a legendary weapon. Grey level 1. Accuracy plus 10, that's the main thing. And this is what I will need to farm, so 98 for the Asgard weapon, for Loki. Next. Floor 99. Still have the same setting. As always. Now this is getting tough because, as far as I can see, this is only the first wave out of 3. Yet the opponents are still surviving a bit far too long. And this is the attack that never ends well. Maybe it's manualing territory already. I can see myself die here. And hell is not always the best choice. It not only slows the battle down like big time, but it's also not the most durable, most bulletproof champion. Now this looks like wave 3 already, so I was mistaken. It was wave 2 when Hell died, and now we have all the ultimates. So we just need to keep Aphrodite alive as much as possible. And if this happens, then we're fine. If this doesn't happen, then we just need to outlast the remaining opponents, which is also a possibility. But it seems like they are fighting each other and it never ends well. Hopefully... Oh, we don't have Hell anymore, that's good, because then the opponents won't start fighting. I started regretting 6-starring Hell, by the way. We got 10 scrolls, these are usable, I think, for epics only, unfortunately. And also weapon upgrade materials that are gonna be helpful. So I will have to farm later, like floor 98 and 99 for Loki primarily. And now comes the boss fight. So for the boss fight, I'm gonna still bring the epic, not the legendary yet. We will see. So level 100, still the lava plus Japan setting. Wave 1 is cleared easily. What is gonna be the third wave? I know the Golden Guardian is gonna come back on stage 120. So it's not gonna be the Golden Guardian. We just had a dragon, so it's not gonna be a dragon either. And this is the tough part, that 5 opponents are gonna take turns. So far I haven't seen anything really out of line from my team. So autoing or not autoing, it seems like it doesn't even matter. Anyway, we're gonna heal for the next turn. We just need to get this over with as quickly as possible. 5 against 5 and Hell died again on wave 2. So I think next time I'm gonna bring Loki instead of Hell. If I don't survive, obviously. Now, this is when you need to bring the ultimate skill to the next wave. It's interesting to see if the AI makes the good enough choices, or the algorithm. And when you have one opponent, you need to slow down the battle as much as possible, so that as many heroes as possible take as many turns as possible. Now, this is a small dragon, I was mistaken that there is no dragon. The epic is dead. Oh no. Aphrodite is dead. So we just have the 2 units left. And I think this is gonna be the end of our climb. So yeah, evidently stage 100 is another difficulty spike. we can try kill some of the minions. But with just one unit it won't happen. That we're gonna... If it happens that we survive, that's gonna be strange. Also, just a moment. Information screen. Enemy team. 2 red and 3 void. Whatever void means. We're about to die. There you go. So level 100 has been the bottleneck. I'm sure that with a different team composition and some resources thrown at these heroes, it is possible to make progress. But for now, that's where we stopped. A lot of farming still has to be done. Because you see I have quite a lot of resources. This is the not Cleopatra resource. Sorry, Akesh Namon. Okay. So we have all these food champions. At least for now I'm using them as food champions. Some of them I made teams as well. I don't know how strong they are 6-starred. I'm still yet to experiment with this. We have the 5 legendaries. That's amazing. And now I'm grinding for Loki's weapon. By the way, we have Loki's weapon. Somewhere. Plus adding imprints helps as well. Now, this weapon is quite bad, so I would need to get some copies for better stats. Stats vary. The first stat is the same, and the second stat is what matters. By the way, if you have just flat attack, you see how much difference it makes, like minimal, 3%, less than 3%, the flat stat. So we would prefer something else. Maybe we can mix and match the different types of weapons. For example, here's a great accuracy. I could override and give it to Loki. Let's enhance this. Yeah, absolutely. Accuracy went up to 22. And given I have like 6+ million, this is a bad piece of gear. I'm just trying to experiment with the set itself. This is a bad piece of gear as well. This is actually a good one. Sometimes the selected gear just gets removed. So I go all the way to level 14 for now. There is no glory in making something level 16. So there is no extra bonus or anything. So 15 to 16 as far as I know. So sometimes I just stay on level 15 or level 14. Once again, the focus got lost. Focus is jumping all over the place. The jump itself is high, so 11 to 12 the jump is double, no, quadruple. So there is something, it's just not that significant. Okay, what I can still do is bring Loki to the fight, and before bringing Loki to the fight, one more thing that is worth checking out. The skills, abilities. I don't have any top books for legendaries, but I do have an epic book. Namely 10. The levels here, it's not 1, 1, 1, 1, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's good. Ascension materials are needed. I need to farm that too. So 5, 8 and 9 need to be farmed before moving forward. I will try 100 regardless, with a different team. I may replace Hell with Loki, or wait, is it a good idea at all? Because I need these two. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll just replace Hell with Loki for now, and we'll see what the end result is gonna be. Debuff slash turn meter. So far we survived. And Loki is quite tanky in this build. I think I have 2 percentage based defense sets. Unfortunately we didn't make it, so it's the opponent's turn 5 times. And the tanky Loki is almost dead. Okay, maybe this was not the build of my life. Even retaliate. We'll need to get over with all these opponents, unfortunately. Got lucky with the selection of the opponent. And Loki is still not dead. Defense up. Defense doesn't mean HP, so his HP may be low, his defense may be really high. Good, Loki got some healing, so at least all 5 heroes reached the last stage. That's good. We have a slight chance of winning. With all the ultimates brought here as well. At least the dragon is dead. And they are fighting against each other, that's always good, but unfortunately this skill looks more menacing than the damage that it takes. Very good. And we'll have like 3 against 2, but Aphrodite is about to die. Now 3 against 1. Barely, but we might be able to make it. Okay, very barely. I didn't think that we could climb further, but sometimes it happens. 3 more scrolls for the epic. And we'll climb a bit more. Also 500 more energy. Don't know what makes us a synergic team. Maybe it's not Loki. But Loki is quite fast. They're just poking at us, so these are not the champions that are gonna end our progress. Even if we have 4 of them. Now the poking is over. This leads me to believe that I need to farm at this stage. So I can outthink the stage and bring some heroes, but there is quite a lot that I can still do to get a lot stronger with the existing team. And as I said, most of the buffs are not taken to the next wave, but healing and initiative increase are taken to the next wave. So you can cast those at the end of the turn. But you cannot cast, for example, things like defense up, attack up, these types of things. Speed up. Because it just doesn't make a difference. They are reset in between waves. Fortunately, we heal a bit as well automatically when you advance to the next wave. But that healing is not that huge. Resisted. Also, we don't have enough accuracy. And the ultimate skill was top. I think it's just a common champion, so it's not anything to worry about. But it's still an ultimate skill. What are these hands? Battles are also getting a lot longer than before. Obviously because they have more energy. Let's see, is the system cheating against us? Yeah, of course it's cheating. It's 95, level 95. The maximum we have is level 60, right? But the opponent can bring level 95 units. That's why it takes so long. I'm not a big fan of this, because also in Raid you have like level 200, level 300 units. But you know, we have a lot of things like hidden things like gear and other things that we bring. Plus synergy. Plus the choice of champions. They don't have a choice. Only we have a choice. I would still love to see which wave we're on. So whether it's the second wave, whether it's the third wave. Now, for example, I have no idea. Because it's still not in my muscle memory to look at the background and say that, okay, this is the third wave or the second wave. Given the obelisk in the background, I may think it's the third wave because I remember that when no, it's the second wave only. But when an animation comes, an obelisk was in the background. Anyway, all 4 heroes are still alive. But this is not an easy wave either. We'll change the POV camera to top. Just to enjoy the massacre of our units. Now Hercules is a hard hitter. Loki stands for quite long in this build. Not the opponent's Loki, but our Loki. So it's not because of the character, it's because of the build, partially. And I think these two will manage at least this wave. Loki is dead. And the opponent, Hercules, is dead too. Good, so we managed stage 90, oh no, 101. So this was 101. Not sure if I should continue at all. With this team of 4, it's hard to bring in hell, he just dies all the time. Unfortunately, this is not the time anymore when we just one-hit the opponents and they all die. After all, these are level 95 opponents. And I guess you can see the difficulty check. So sometimes you have a check of a specific stat, or the existence of a weapon, or the existence of a certain synergy. You can power through it up to a point, but I'm expecting that on some of the levels it's just not gonna be possible anymore. Because the same team is just not meant to defeat everyone. That's what I'm expecting. But still, we've gone quite far, so floor 102. With some more dedication, 150 is reachable. It's just not necessarily more dedication from me, more like more dedication from my computer to leave it on. And that's why I'm not too excited that we don't have background battles, for example. But I understand that the client has to do the work, so my client computer has to do most of the work. And so far, the display of the fight is not detached well enough from the fight itself, the calculation, the algorithm. It's not a hard fix to do though. But the detachment is still not happening. Maybe it's an intentional thing. Because after all, some metrics say that you're playing the game, right? I'm not playing it. I'm just commentating at times. But sometimes I do need to play it like manually. For example, now there is merit in playing it and saving some of the skills. Okay, so we got some new hero, most likely. That's when the loading screen happens. No new hero. Just the basic one. So 103rd floor. I need to bring back Hell at some point as well. Because he may have been ineffective in that specific setting, but I'm sure that with other teams he has quite a lot of merit. And by the way, one thing about this game that can be integrated into your life is, for example, I just woke up. It's a Sunday here. Not sure when this video is gonna be aired. And I usually have this intermittent fasting habit, so I don't eat until I finish the climb. So this helps quite a lot, because this climb has been running for about an hour. So breakfast is dragging on. And after some difficulty spikes, the battles are long, but they are not especially hard. Now any wave can change that. But it's just dragging on, and it seems like it's not something that I cannot cope with the current team without doing any farming. And it just looks so easy, but the background work happened when you didn't see it. So My computer was running for like 6-7 hours in total, I think. I don't bring a second device with it because the issue is that on mobile, I will start dealing with the mobile client, just like the second Stars 2, once you have background battles. Because unfortunately, without background battles, this is a horrible thing that... so, for example, I have to do this farming, for example. Now I'm doing it on a second device. This is, for example, the raid device. This is all I'm doing, but I cannot close the client, and that's so horrible. The only thing I can do while doing raid background farming on the go, and I fast walk and I run quite a lot, so I would need that actually. The only thing I can do is listen to Audible, audiobooks, because then Audible goes to the background while the possessive raid client is still going on my computer. We got 2 stars as well, amazing. So if you don't make your client so possessive, not in alpha but later, I might see some merit in it, just like how I see merit in Ethereum restart. Because you administrate the battles and the battles are done, and you can do other things. That's the most important thing. Now, I'm happy with playing the game when it counts, when I use brain power to do something. Now I'm not using brain power. In that case, it's important to play. But when you're just background farming, it's an idle thing mainly. So, it's not gameplay. Wait, target this opponent on the left, not the other one. Okay, they made it. He could have gone out of turn. You don't want that. So we have Dracula in the middle, on the left. Or middle left. So as I said, the team did a very good job, because even though some of the characters, so I don't like some of the character designs, they are still easily recognizable, and I don't have to like them, because liking comes with familiarity. Once you're familiar with them, you start getting a bit more attached to the design. This is a principle that happens most of the time. Just maybe remember back in the early 2020s or late like 2019 or so, sometime when the Google Mail client got improved. And that improvement, a lot of people just hated it like really badly, until they got used to it, and then they don't complain anymore. So Loki is dead. I will also need to farm legendary skill books. That would be a big improvement, because that's quite scarce at the moment. As soon as I know how to farm legendary skills books, that's what I will do. But maybe I'm not there yet. And if I'm not there yet in the Caverns, it means that I technically don't need it to pass the checks. Technically I don't need legendaries either to pass everything. But I would love to see the drop percentages for transparency. I'm fine with reverse engineering it myself, it's not a big deal. Or relying on other people's research, because it's an information advantage. So maybe you could say that, okay, we don't need a drop percentage. But once again, it's a European Union requirement. So this means that the game will have to provide it sooner or later. I'm not sure if we'll survive this one. Now I'm a bit more confident, because Hercules could do it alone. Mostly alone. Tough one is 3 against 1. Now 2 against 1. So it boils down to who is the strongest. And he's also using his skill. Good. And even with ultimate abilities, everything else, Hercules is the stronger one. Good, we have reached floor 105. Still not sure about Loki. Let's see the opponent levels. Still 95. Some of them are commons. You see the colors too, so rare, epic. The best thing is when you one-shot the opponents with the first 4 heroes who are faster. If you cannot do that, then you need to be tanky enough to survive. And you know, these kinds of videos take some time because you never know how far you're gonna climb. So if I did too much homework yesterday, then it means that this is a really long video. Because I don't want to stop before it because I need to farm certain levels, like the latest tech. So 95, 98, 99, I already remember this. Ultimate got carried over to the next wave. This is a strategic element that you can delay some of these things. Out of turn. I just didn't think it would take this long. And this is an Autobot team. What I can do straight away is upgrade their gear or replace their gear. Do 4er sets and 6er sets that fit them. Then farm some weapons, farm some essential material for all. The legendary books, I still don't know where to farm them. Haven't made any research on that. And that's all. Now, please don't do the ultimate skill. Oh, he did the ultimate skill. And Hercules too. Too bad. Just wanted to carry it over to the next wave. Oh, these opponents are quite fast. Let's see their skill. So 95. 2 legendaries and 2 epics. It would take so little to place the wave number here, like 3rd wave, 2nd wave, whichever wave. And the 1x, 2x. I know that animation smoothness and also resources would prevent you from 3x, but there is a simplified view that you could use, just like in like cards against cards, and you just administrate the damages. You know how clear that would be? So you just administrate what kind of damages are dealt. It's very much like this. Imagine placing these 4 cards on the left, these 4 cards on the right, and somehow displaying all the buffs and debuffs next to them. And then just highlight whose turn it is, who is being attacked. It's a so simple view. I would prefer that to the 3-dimensional view, anytime. Except maybe recording. When I record I might want the 3-dimensional. We're not doing that well though, so maybe this is end station. If not this wave, then the next wave. Because we're clearly not meeting the checks. I think we're all toast. I also have to check out Hercules' build because that's a better build than the other builds. Clearly he survives and deals a lot of damage, and it's not just because of who Hercules is and what skills he has, it's also the build. So I have to check that. Okay, that was it. You see that we punched a bit above the weight of this current team, not because of the team members, but because of how they are built and what resources we're still lacking. And now the next thing is I will have to use this 3.5k plus energy to continue farming. 6-star some of these heroes, so Loki, Hercules especially, ascend them better to 3-star, 4-star, whatever, and maybe 3-star is the cap, I don't know, and also get them better weapons. And then we'll be able to clear many of the stages.